our topic of discussion is actually uh, motion of a charged particle in a uniform electric field. In a uniform electric field. I think this is where we have uh, stopped. The earlier topic was cyclotron frequency, and after that, we have a break for some time regarding the festival. Next, we are starting up with this motion of a charged particle in uniform electric field. This is the topic what we need to discuss. So here we go. You have one. It's the kind of two plates you have, and in the middle you have two electrodes like this. So if you have any trouble, you can let me know. No problem. You have electrodes like this, and this electrode is negatively charged, and the bottom electrode is like positively charged. There is a positive charge on this bottom electrode. And now, if I have, you assume that this is a midline. So this you can assume it as an x-axis. Now assume that there is a positive charged particle which is left at this place, and it is moving, it is trying to move like this. This positive charge, let us say plus q, will get deflected like this. Why? Because positive charge is attracted by the negative charge. It will have some deflection. The deflection can be anywhere depending upon the charge. The amount of charge that will decide, because it's a Coulombic attraction. So depending upon the amount of charge, you will see the deflections. So we assume the thing is that the amount of deflection, we assume it as y. And now we have an equation that y is equal to qe by 2mv square into x square. This is the equation. This equation represents parabola. This equation represents parabola. So the motion, we can conclude that the motion of a charged particle under the influence of under the influence of electric field, okay, electric field is a parabola. We can derive this equation by simply, we have one small substitution. If you can do that, actually you can in the projectile motion, using the same ideas of projectile motion what you have read in the first year, using the same ideas you can derive. Only thing is that instead of g in the projectile motion, you have g factor will be coming up. Here the acceleration factor will come. So how to find the acceleration is the question mark. So I will tell you a brief idea how to do that. You know that the force on a charged particle, if you have an electric field of E, the electric field is passing like this from positive charge to the negative charge. E is the amount of electric field. The force is given by Q times E. And you know that F is equal to, if the mass of the particle is A, you know that F is equal to ma. So you can get the acceleration as QE by m. So the acceleration factor, you can see that here, the QE by M part is over here. I hope you got some idea how to do that. Now, after the acceleration, you apply the basic equations of the projectile motion, assuming that the x motion is not at all affected by the y motion. That is a basic fundamental idea, and you don't have the oblique projection. You don't have the projecting angles over here. So it is like a simple sort of projection. So basic from that basic ideas you can get to this. I hope. Okay, you want me to derive? Shall I do that? This one. If you wish, I'll derive this condition also. Not a big issue. So only thing I'll just do the projectile motion. What we do, like from the top of a building, how we derive that. Same thing. If I apply instead of accelerate G, I have put A and then plug in that. Shall I do that? Hello. Hello.
No need, sir.
No need. Okay, we'll go ahead. Fine. So this is the equation. I you have to remember this condition. You have to remember this equation too. Now, after that, you know what are the parameters? Q is the amount of charge, on the particle, and m is the mass of the charged particle. M is the mass of the charged particle. And the next one is that E is the electric field strength. Electric field strength. And you have V is the velocity of the charged particle. Velocity of charged particle. And X is the distance covered. X is distance covered in X direction, and Y is the distance covered in, that is called drift, or sometimes they will call it as drift. Okay, so Y is distance perpendicular to the direction of electric field. Y is distance I should say distance parallel, distance covered so Y is the distance covered along the direction of the in X direction, in covered in Y direction, you can say Y direction. You can say that this is distance covered perpendicular to electric field. Okay, this is the distance covered, this is the parallel to electric field, or you can say along the electric field. So these are the stuff what you have to remember. Now, once noted, please let me know. Once finished, please let me know.
Noted, sir.
Okay. Now, if I'll one more time, I'll write the equation because it's useful now. So we have y is equal to QE by 2m v square times x square. This is there. Now, if kinetic energy K is given, how this equation will change? Can we tell? Yes, we can tell. See, the kinetic energy is half mv square. So I can substitute mv square as 2k, right? So you substitute mv square equal to 2k here. In terms of kinetic energy, how this equation will change? QE by 4k, right? So instead of mv square, I'll put 2k, 2 into 2, 4k times x square in terms of kinetic energy. If kinetic energy k is given, this is how the equation will change. You can make a note. No, this is clear. Once clear, I will solve a problem or two problems will solve.
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Next question. We'll have a question now. An electron enters an electric field of enters an electric field of 10 power 4 10 to the power of 4 volt meter inverse. Okay, perpendicular to the field, perpendicular to the field, the velocity 10 power 6 meter second inverse. The electron has the velocity 10 power minus 6 meter second inverse when it enters. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, 10 power 6 meter second inverse. What is the vertical displacement? What is the vertical displacement? What is the vertical displacement of electron in 3 milliseconds? 3 milliseconds. Okay. They have given the mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, and also that the charge of the electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. This information they have given us. So we got to solve the problem. So vertical displacement y is given by QE by 2mv square into x square. This is what the equation. What is the required equation we have? Now based on this we have to plug in the stuff. Now we have one thing here. So the time is x by v. So the t square factor can be substituted instead of x square by v square. So let's substitute that. So you have QE by 2m. So this piece and this piece I will take and couple it into one single thing as x by v whole square. Okay. So but x by y is t, or x square by v square is t square. So let's plug in that. So you get QE by 2m times t square. Now everything we are having, just we have to substitute the stuff. So here let's plug in that. So what is the charge of the electron? That is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Now what is the amount of electric field we have? 10 power 4 volt meter inverse, 10 power 4 volt per meter. That is another unit of electric field. Okay. So the another one we have another, what is the another unit? Newton per coulomb or Newton coulomb inverse, that's the other unit, and volt meter inverse is the other unit of electric field. Now what else we have? What else we have to do? This is perpendicular. Okay. What else we have to do? Next one is 2m, that is 2 times mass of the electron, that is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. It is multiplied by, so what you have another factor, that is the time, that is 3 milliseconds, that is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. So that 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds whole square. So these factors we have plugged in, and now the calculated answer we have to see, that is about 7.9 into, you will get a 7.9 times, could not see the factor, ten power 9 meters. Okay, into 10 to the power of 9 meters. This much will be the, you get the displacement. That is a huge displacement. So that's huge. 7.9 into 10 power 9 meters. That's that much vertical displacement you will get if it is subjected to this much amount of electric field. This is a huge 10 power 4 volt meter inverse is a very huge electric field. Of course. So once noted, please let me know. Once finished, please let me know.
Noted, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go ahead with the next question. Question number 2. Question number 2 is, a proton is traveling. A proton is traveling with a horizontal velocity, with a horizontal velocity vx is is equal to 2.5 into 10 to the power of 8 centimeter second inverse. Find the transverse deflection. Transverse deflection. Find the transverse deflection in traveling horizontal distance. In traveling horizontal distance, x is equal to 4 centimeters. X is equal to 4 centimeters. In electric field, Ey is equal to 300 volt per centimeter. It's not volt per meter, it is volt per centimeter. This is very large. Given the mass of proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg, and the charge of proton I'll write it as EP, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So these are the information what is given to you. We have to solve this problem. So here what are the things they have given us as per the question. We can straight away, the things are given straight for us. So y is, you have QE by 2m into x square by b square. The same equation what we are using. Straight away the things are given to us. That's it. Straight away we have to substitute the stuff. Now it is 1.6 into Q is 1.6. That is the charge of the proton, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. And the electric field, we had a little bit careful. This is 300 volt per centimeter, and x is also given centimeter. So we had to change as per that. So that is 300 volt per centimeter becomes 10 to the power of minus 2. We can put here meters. So this factor turns up later, divided by 2 into mass of proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. So here the x is the amount of the distance, that is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. That is the amount of deflection. And then we had the velocity, that is 2.5 into 10 power 8. 2.5 into 10 to the power of 8. The centimeter we can convert into meters. So that is 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. We can put. Okay. So second inverse we can write. So here you have to put whole square. So this answer, when we work out, the answer happens to be 0.38 mm. So when you work out, what you get is 0.38 mm. This will be the amount of deflection what you see, or you can write 0.38 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So this is how you are going to end up with the answer. Anyway, I'm having the calculated answer, so I'm giving without the waste of time. The methodology you had to understand. That's my idea here. They may give you some numbers where they will get cancelled so fast. And another information I want to tell you that is that I am with one of my France team, uh, France students. I am delivering some lectures on organic chemistry, where they have a lot of details to deal with. So their syllabus is a little bit different, but more or less the same. But they will be dealing with lot of details. Okay, not like not like surface they will be dealing. So that detailed lectures on the currently the haloalkanes and haloarenes will be turning up in the video. So I recommend, strongly recommend, as well as request you to watch the videos whenever you find time, so that we can finish off the syllabus of chemistry also parallelly. So that's my idea. Still you have any troubles and problems with that, you can always get back to me and I will help you to the best what I can. Hope I am clear. So once finished, please let me know. Once finished, please let me know.
Noted, sir.
Okay, good. I'll go ahead. Now the next topic is force on a moving charge. Force on a moving charge. Force on a moving charge in a uniform electric and magnetic fields. Magnetic fields. So this is the topic next what we're going to see. This connects to the topic called Lorentz force. Lorentz force. This connects to a topic called Lorentz force. So remember this. So here we go. Now the first part is we have a point charge of Q coulombs. Okay, first part. We are running out of time. Q coulombs. I'll give basics and I will close this and again we will come back. Okay. And it is having a velocity of v. Q is the charge, velocity v meter second inverse. Okay. Now it is subjected to magnetic field. Subjected to what magnetic field? Uniform magnetic field that is equal to B Tesla. It is subjected to uniform magnetic field of B Tesla as well as electric field of E volt meter inverse. So all the units together, everything is coming now. So return this. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
No. Now, because of the electric field, it makes an electric force. The electric force, Fe, we'll call it Fe. How much it will be? QE bar. It's a vector quantity. Fe bar will write electric force. And the charged particle is subjected to magnetic field also. Magnetic field. Because of the magnetic field, it creates magnetic force. Okay, F magnetic. So that is given by Q into V bar cross V bar. This is the magnetic force. Now the net force is the sum of these two, F electric and F bar magnetic. F bar electric and F bar magnetic. So it is given by, so let's sum it, QE bar plus Q into V bar cross V bar. So this is how we'll write. So we can take Q as common. Q is a scalar quantity, charge is a scalar, we can take it out. So we get E bar plus V bar cross V bar. So this entire net force is called Lorentz force. This entire net force, what we call is Lorentz force, which is the sum of electric and magnetic forces. Lorentz force is the sum of electric and magnetic forces. So the net force, you can write net force is the result of net force exerted on the particle, exerted on the particle is the sum of electric as well as magnetic forces. Electric as well as magnetic forces. So the net force exerted on the particle is the sum of electric as well as magnetic forces. So that is called the net. This net force is called as Lorentz force. Hope I am clear. So this F net is also called F Lorentz. F Lorentz. So at this point, once you write, I will close because we are getting a timeout. Then we'll come back once again. Once it is clear, We'll close this here. Then I'll close this, and again we can sign in once again. The next part is, please do watch the, once you have a doubt about this video, anyway I'm posting these things back on the YouTube. You can have a look and have a watch. That would be better for you if you have missed some things. Okay. Hello. So I'll be closing here at this point. I will be closing, and you can log in once again.